All right, guys, I am Colin Main. I am here with my business partner, Scott Berry. Collectively, we've generated over $10 million in sales in, let's say, 8 years with Amazon. We're also here with Rob Slick, one of our clients. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. And we've been working super close with Rob for pretty much exactly a year now. Yeah, he started at the beginning of July, right, Rob?
First day in July. Actually started on my join your class back in April. Yeah, sure. My name's Rob. I'm from Maryland. I have a career in information technology as a systems administrator. Joined this community back in April of last year. And the results I've had so far probably sold, I think it's close to 137K in sales in a little over 1 year.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. So maybe you just explain what you were doing before you got started in your Amazon FBA journey and what your day-to-day life looked like.
Yeah, my day-to-day, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to work, I work a 7 to 4. Like I said, in information technology as a systems admin. Leave work, go to the gym, train for about 2 hours, go home, eat, get about an hour downtime, sleep and repeat Monday through Friday. It gets pretty monotonous. But yeah, what made me decide to get in this Amazon FBA community was just the freedom, be able to work anywhere and not have to, drive to work every day. I can pretty much work anywhere in the world, more or less, with a laptop and an internet connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to pry or to dive into your personal information, roughly how much were you bringing home just from your 9 to 5 before you added an additional stream of income with Amazon FBA?
I mean, I do pretty well in my space. I bring in probably about 90K a year.
Cool. And did you have any? Oh, sorry, Rob, go ahead.
No, one of the reasons why I want to get into community is just to be able to, either buy properties and, just to be able to buy a home, somewhere else out of state, you know what I mean? So just to expand my portfolio.
Awesome. Yeah. And did you have any maybe specific moments before adding an additional stream of revenue with Amazon FBA where you kind of felt stuck or maybe you felt a little behind in some way?
I don't know, just like I said, just working the 9 to 5, but with the job that I currently have, I make decent money, but it's not enough to give me the financial freedoms that I need to be able to travel and do the things that I really want to do. Like I said, I live comfortably, but I want more. So Amazon, is the largest e-commerce platform in the world. And yeah, I saw a great opportunity to be able to join you guys and learn everything that you've learned along your journey on this. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you say it's safe to say that you probably weren't feeling the traditional normal path of a 9 to 5 job? It might not have been the right fit for you. You wanted a little bit more.
Yeah, it's just the monotony of getting up and, I want to be able to get up on my own time, and schedule my own day on what I want it to look like, not what, working for a corporation looks like, right? So that's where the freedom comes in. So, eventually, when I get to where I want to be, I'm going to transition out of that space completely into Amazon FBA.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're definitely on your way there, man. Yeah, and I'm kind of curious, just because for a lot of different people, for myself, for you, for Scott, everybody else has got different opinions or ideas of what the perfect life looks like for them. So I'm just kind of curious, were you looking into other ways to generate income elsewhere, like other alternative means of a second income stream?
And honestly, not really, because, I'm comfortable where I am in my space, not my craft, information technology. So I've always had that fear of like starting over somewhere or even starting a new career. Well, with Amazon FBA, I can maintain my career path and I can do this on the side, right? And if it fails, then I always have my job, my 9 to 5 to go to. But at the end of the day, I'm sure everybody can relate. It gets for the monotony of getting up and having to drive into work, having to deal with traffic, everything that comes with that. You feel like your life's under a microscope. You have people to report to. You have to, give yourself, every 6 months you have to evaluate yourself, and there's a lot of office politics. So I wanted the financial or the freedom to be able to walk away from that and be my own boss and not having anybody breathing down my neck but myself, and to give myself the drive to be able to be successful in this space. That's pretty much why I got into it.
What was it specifically about Amazon FBA that jumped out to you then? Like, well, if you weren't looking into other things?
Well, I guess it was the Instagram stories that you guys were posting, and I found it very intriguing. It wasn't just, oh, let's just jump into Amazon. You would show bits and clips of, what you guys do and how you product search and what your results look like. And I found that very intriguing. So finally took the leap of faith and it's like, I got nothing to lose. Still have my daytime job. So
Yeah.
that's what encouraged me to get into this whole thing to begin with.
Cool. Were you struggling with anything before aligning with Scott and myself for results with Amazon?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I found very quickly that it's almost impossible to do this on your own, with some type of mentorship or guidance. I mean, like I've joined, Facebook groups and what do you call it, Reddit forums, trying to find my way, trying to find my path. And I just struggled. So it wasn't until, like I said, I found you guys and joined the community. And I'm leaps and bounds further, much further ahead of where I would if I would have just said, no, let me try to do this thing on my own. If that makes sense.
No, 100%. Like as you've noticed, I see it all the time. Myself, Scott sees it all the time. There's typically a large amount of people that they know the opportunity that is Amazon and the e-commerce and the business and the amount of money that you can make online with it. And they watch a ton of YouTube videos and they're on Reddit threads and different TikTok videos and stuff. And then they go ahead and they try to get started. And then they realize that it's just a lot of information. It's very overwhelming. And typically what happens is you don't really see any results when you have too much information overload. So it's good to see that you took a little bit of a different path. You decided to align with somebody who knew how to do it. So what do you think the biggest reason was that made you decide to do that? You just wanted to pay for speed of success over trying to figure it out yourself?
Yeah, and I guess like I said, I was intrigued by the amount of experience that you guys have in this space. And in life, you want to surround yourself with successful people. So you don't want to shy away from that. So even in my personal life and my friendship life, my friends are very successful, and we all feed off each other. So it's hard to start a business on your own and rely on yourself to give yourself that boost or that drive to do it on your own. You got to surround yourself with like-minded people, and you guys with a lot of wealth of information. And I mean, I trusted that this community would work just based on the knowledge that you share, on your Instagram stories. To be honest with you.
Well, I appreciate your kind and generous words. So, what were your first?
That's truthful words.
Well, I appreciate it. What were your first impressions once we actually started working together?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I felt right at home. Like I said, I've been following you on Instagram for about 10 years. So you don't know me personally, but I feel like I have like a brother relationship with you, just watching your life and where where you go from, from Canada to Mexico to, all over the place. I feel like, I'm your imaginary friend, on your shoulder.
You are my friend now. You mean previous?
Previous. That's what you asked.
Previous.
Right.
Yeah.
That was before we all hung out together down in Cabo.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a different approach with selling on Amazon, which is our hybrid cash flow system. And typically, we want people to start with online arbitrage, and then they can create some selling history and get into wholesale, obviously, as you know. And then the first 30, 60 days, that's where you're going to transition into wholesale, and you're going to start doing bigger volume. So did you have any doubts early on with the approach that we were teaching you to do in order to sell on Amazon, or any doubts with our process or our systems at all?
I mean, I didn't have any doubts. I mean, the thing that you said, between like the 30 to 60 day, transitioning to wholesale, I wasn't personally for myself, I wasn't comfortable with that, stepping into something that, where stepping into bigger risk, right? So I'm the type of person where, I like to really, baby steps. I mean, I took my time in this, and it wasn't until like 5 months, going on 6 months, I decided to take the switch the transition to wholesale. I just wanted to basically, learn everything, the coursework and everything that you laid in front of me, but also I have to learn myself how to product search, and I have to learn how Amazon actually works on the business side of things. I mean, you guys teach everything you need, but there are certain things that I face, or there are certain things that other people face that you guys may have never faced before. So, there were some hurdles along the way. So I just wanted to make sure I was completely felt comfortable in myself before I made that switch to wholesale. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And like, just like you mentioned, which is why I always ask this question to everybody. Like, I'm just talking about the approach and the process and the systems that we implement. I always like to ask, what was the first major skill or shift in mindset that you had to learn inside the program that was maybe foreign to you?
Oh man, there's so many of them. I mean, I know I struggled in the beginning, even finding product. And, you know, I mentioned to you guys before that I would go back and watch your videos and pause them and take notes. And it's hard to even pinpoint what exactly happened. Like I was really struggling to find product and something just clicked where just, you know, there's so many different methods to product search, and you guys lay that groundwork in there, and what might not work. You know, I just constantly switching the game up and trying to figure out what worked best for me, what I understood most about product searching. Once you understand product search and know how to look for product and how to find product and it meets all the metrics, you feel a little bit more comfortable to make the jump to actually purchase the product. Because I guess, you know, everybody's fear, you don't want to purchase something that you can't sell, then you're stuck with it type of thing. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, that I know I was confident enough to pull the trigger. But yeah, through your program, you know, with Keepaw and SellerAmp and Tactical Arbitrage, I wanted to make sure I was a master of those things before I decided that really I wanted to jump into you know, into wholesale.
The wholesale
that you guys can control. That's all on me and the time and effort I'm going to put into it to learn these software the best of my ability to, so it'll benefit me in the long run.
So looking back, what are your thoughts on our approach with the online arbitrage to wholesale selling on Amazon?
Oh, so it's great, a great approach. Like I said, you know, the videos have helped, you know, the list of reputable distributors. You pretty much lay everything out. I mean, it's pretty hard to fail in this program if you just follow the steps. But what I was thinking was coming to mind, you know, when I first got into this community, I mean, it's grown exponentially. You know what I mean? You know, you guys are adding more value, you're adding more coursework. And yeah, as a newcomer coming in, it's like, oh my God, it's a wealth of information. You know, just take your time. I mean, Amazon's not going anywhere. Make sure you watch all the videos. Make sure you go through all the coursework. Make sure you know, you take notes. Like I said, that's what I had to do for me. I mean, that's why it took me a while to transition, because I wanted to make sure I did everything, you know, I want to make sure all the information you gave me, I was following the steps, right? So I didn't want to take a shortcut and skip phase 2, skip phase 3 and go into, you know, so I took my time, and you know, like I said, it took me 5-6 months to get into wholesale. But once I got into wholesale, I mean, it's a completely different arena.
Yeah, and you're making money while you're selling before that 5 or 6 months with online arbitrage. That's the whole,
you want to build up
process.
Yes, you want to build up cash flow before you jump into wholesale, sure.
Yeah, yeah, and ultimately, like that's the difference between trying to do something on yourself. When I was trying to do Amazon FBA by myself, you don't have somebody being like, hey, slow down. Like, you have to finish this before you can do this step. Otherwise, you're just going to get convoluted. You're going to jump steps. You're going to cut corners. And then that's where you make mistakes and you fail. So,
you just spinning the wheels.
Yeah. Now, knowing this myself, like with just life in general, I'll always pay for somebody to guide me through it. Like it's a no-brainer. Ultimately, like reflecting back over the success that you've had with us over the past year, why do you think getting our help worked better for you than trying to maybe do it yourself?
I don't even think it's like getting the help. I mean, I got the help that I needed, but what really keeps me motivated are your weekly calls, right? So, I mean, you gain all the knowledge and everything out of the coursework. But what really helps me is the weekly calls and the motivation, and because you'll go through these times with Amazon where you feel stuck. It might be a few days or a week where you can't find any product and you're like spinning the wheels, but these weekly calls are like calls of encouragement. It's just, it's just mindset, you know what I mean? Because it's very easy to find yourself slipping into, I'm not saying like depression, but you know, you get like beat down, and even with your day job. I mean, it happens in all aspects of your life. So it's always good to get in a community where you have like-minded individuals backing you up and, you know, kind of encouraging you to, come on, man, step it up. You know what I mean? Don't see you slipping type of thing. That's what I need personally in my life. You know, I spend a lot of my time in the gym, and it's just like working out with yourself. You work out so much better if you have a workout partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or just somebody keeping you accountable, giving you guidance, giving you support. Yeah,
so you can't get that on your own. You know, you can't like come on, Rob, let's get it going. You kind of need somebody, behind you, putting a fire underneath of you to keep you motivated. Stay motivated in this in FBA. I mean, the more you're motivated, the more success, the faster your success is going to come.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. All right, Scott, you want to jump in there, brother?
Yeah, you bet. So, Rob, can you share your screen and go over your dashboards? And obviously, any confidential, information will be blurred out. We just want to check over your store, look at your products, break down your numbers, look at what you're sourcing, etc.
Is that
There we
right?
go.
There we go.
All right, sorry about that.
Walk me through what we're looking at here.
I mean, this is basically right here. This is just how much I made in sales today.
So 1,117 today. Nice.
Yeah, and I guess over the last 90 days, I've sold units.
Nice.
Right here is my advertising I'm having on some of my, over the last 7 days. I return on investment for every dollar that I spend. I got $10.66 in investments in return. I've only spent $155 in ads, and I've attributed to $1,660 in sales. I mean, I can keep going. I mean, it's just, but anyway, I don't want to bore you with all that. Everything's green. I paid close attention to my dashboards, making sure that I'm in green and everything. My account's healthy.
Maybe let's go back. Yeah, let's just look at the sales one. So that's your sales today. Let's do a couple of filters here. Let's look at the last 7 days.
$8,000 in sales.
Nice. In the last 7 days. Amazing.
Last 30 days, $34,000 in sales, 1,625 units, 6.8% conversion rate. I'm still learning all these metrics, and I don't know if that's a good conversion rate or not.
Yeah, these are all good numbers.
I'll jump to the 6 months. 6 months so far, so it's $130,000 in sales in 6 months. We're already 7 months in. Yeah.
You've already tied your 1 year last year in 6 months. God, you're moving quick, Rob.
Well, actually, when you're, in the beginning of the year in January, you guys, first call of the year, you pretty much told us
goals.
Yeah, we had to go over our goals, and my goal was, $100,000. I shared my goal for $100,000 of sales for the year, and by the end of the call, I'm like, you know what? I can't hold myself to just $100,000. So I changed it, and I said, I'm going to make myself accountable to have $120 in sales by 2026. Well, as you can see, we're 7.5 months into this year, and I've already made $130,000 or sold $130,000 in sales. And last year in total, since I started this thing, $150,000 in sales since I started your program.
Hell yeah.
And I don't think I could have done that on my own. I think on my own, it might have been look something like this. $8,000 in sales.
$8,000 is still $8,000.
Yeah, so let's do a date range. Let's go January 1 this year until today. Well, it won't let me do today. I got to do July 17th. So far this year, I've had $134,000 in sales.
Amazing.
Thanks to this program.
Amazing. Super proud of you, man.
1,847 orders.
Yeah, insanely proud of you.
Yes.
Amazing results.
I'm insanely thankful for you guys in this program, honestly. Yes.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, let's just click through a couple other dashboards here. Maybe we'll take a look at
my storefront.
Yeah, obviously we'll blur out the product.
One thing I do want to mention out though, let me change this. All this is done with just 17 active products.
So you're 134,000 this year?
I've had my top amount of products that I had at any given time with online arbitrage was 34 products in my store. I've got rid of or sold all these products and have mainly focused on wholesale product right now. Just to keep the momentum going. And basically, the money that disbursement payments that I'm getting back from Amazon, I'm pouring it back into wholesale, not in online arbitrage. Not saying I'm not going to go back to online arbitrage, But for right now, I'm working with 17 products total.
Yeah, it makes sense. So
And
basically, in short, you're selling, less variables of different products, just more of the products you're having success with.
and I'm getting better results, and I'm able to sell $134,000 in sales on roughly between 16 to 18 products. Every product ranges anywhere from 300 sales per month to maybe over 1,000 sales per month to 1,200 sales per month. That's why I am scaling as fast as because the product that I'm selling sells a lot of, and it sells fast.
I see that's a Dog Rock product that you were telling me about.
Yes, and I sold 20 some of them today. I can't keep up.
Holy
And I'm
smokes.
not gonna, they're not gonna get any more in until August. So I'm like kind of bummed out about that.
So you're sold out?
Almost.
Just looking at your sales here, 1 hour ago, somebody ordered 8 of them.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
My total cost, because I had discount on this cost me $14.81 for a 2-pack. My ORY on this thing is 77.25%, and my profit is $11.44.
Wow, you're crushing it. Well, while we're on this product, I mean, walk me through how you came across it, how you found it.
I found it through your product search, storefront stalking through Keepa.
Okay.
So I was storefront stalking through Keepa, and I found before that I was engaged in a lot of dog or pet products. And I was storefront stalking, and I found this particular product that I was engaged in, and did a little ChatGPT research and found that product on wholesalepet.com. And I was selling the single pack at the time last year. That was in August when I had my biggest month of the year in 2025 during my stint with online arbitrage was just my second month in. I started selling in July. It wasn't until August when I sold 229 units and and a lot of it was a coffee product and this dog rocks product that I found. My disbursement payments are typically averaging every 2 weeks anywhere from $7,000 to $9,000 every 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, let's look at
You can see
let's look at
right here in my dashboard right here. I'm already eligible to cash out at $3,100, but my next disbursement payment, it doesn't show you on this dashboard for whatever reason. But on my phone, my next disbursement payment, I think, is July 28th. By the time July 28th comes around, this $3,000 right here will probably be up around $9,000. So every 2 weeks, I'm getting pretty sizable for me anyhow.
makes sense.
Well, welcome to business there, Rob.
Yes. But you guys, like I said, I mean, with all the the knowledge in this course to be able to understand all this, I mean, I would not be anywhere where I am right now, and I can't thank you guys enough for. Yeah, I'm just blessed to be in this community that I even stumbled upon this in the first place, right? So yeah, I mean, I put in the work, but you guys laid the groundwork, and I basically couldn't do it without this program, to be honest with you.
Well,
That's the way I look at it. I don't want to think that I did all this on my own, you know what I mean? I mean, you guys put everything in place. I went
You
to
did
work.
all the hard work there, Rob.
Yeah, I just go to work. So all I'm responsible for is finding the product with the software packages that you recommend. Buy that product, send that product to Remore Corp, who is my prep center, because Amazon no longer offers prep services. And that from the prep center, I'm responsible for making a shipment plan to Amazon. Will send a carrier to my prep center to pick up my product and send to Amazon. Once it gets there, my job is done as far as the product is concerned, because Amazon fills the rest. It's easy. It's that easy. It's easy, but it's not easy. I mean, you have to learn all this, but
of course.
But I did it without you guys. You guys lay down the groundwork, so it's easy.
There you go.
If you just follow
The concept is easy.
Yes, just follow the steps and don't take shortcuts.
Exactly. You're doing an incredible job. Keep it up.
So
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for sharing. I think we can close out your screen share here. We'll just go back to the normal thing. So many sellers have limiting beliefs, or they can't seem to get like the same level of results that you have. But can you roughly explain to me like the first real like win or the first like real breakthrough moment was for you? Is that when you got your first, products in your store? What was that for you?
I mean, yeah, I mean, one-on-one calls. I mean, in the beginning, I mean, I'm sure you remember, there would be product I would find and be pretty much afraid to pull the trigger, not having trust in myself. whether this was good product or not, and only for you guys confirmation. You're like, yeah, it's great product,
Yeah.
and it's like that's all I needed, right, to pull the trigger and to buy that product. So, yeah, our one-on-one calls became less and less when I started becoming comfortable with, purchasing the product and feeling that I know this is a good product. I don't need to go back to these guys to lean on, can I have a one-on-one call? Can you guys look over this product for me? Which I did a lot of in the beginning. So yeah, just trusting the process. I think a lot of people, what they struggle with, I think they give up in the beginning because it's just, they're not willing to embrace the suck.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people don't last in the gym. They go in there and they're like, man, this sucks. I don't like the way this makes me feel. I'm sore. I'm achy. Well, embrace the suck. You're not going to be sore and achy forever.
100%.
Just like in this business, it's going to suck in the beginning because you're not going to understand what a good product looks like. But I see a lot of people that just don't put in the work.
I always tell people, you're going to get out of this exactly what you put into it, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
And the weekly calls I think they're tremendous because it's like you call out people, but you don't really mean to call out people because you ask people for their wins. A lot of people won't get on the call because they're embarrassed because they don't have any wins. All right, well, that's not the program's fault. That's your fault. Start researching product, start putting some time into it, and you're going to reap the benefits. And then you're going to be able to come back to the calls, and then you're going to be able to share your wins. In return, it's going to give you more confidence in yourself, and it's going to give you more gusto, or whatever you want to call it, to be able to, scale your business.
100%. I mean, part of my responsibility, Colin's responsibility, we got to keep people accountable, right? We got to keep them
Yes.
accountable to keep doing work. I appreciate
Well,
that.
that's why I said I like this community, because it's hard to hold yourself accountable, right? Like I said, I always keep going back to the gym because it's easier when you have a workout partner behind you screaming at you to do 2 more reps, right?
Yeah.
So that's what these weekly calls are. You're the screaming coach that is like, don't stop now, keep going. I want to hear your wins.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So many people that build a business like this thinks it takes 8 to 12 hours per day of workload. But what does your workload look like today compared to when you first started?
Actually, I like to keep my weekends, and I like that's maybe an hour or 2. Or maybe 3 on the weekend, but during the weeknight, like I explained to Colin in the beginning, I mean my weekday still stands true. I mean, I get up at 5 o'clock, I go to work till 4, I get to the gym around 5, train for about 2 hours, get home around 7 o'clock. If I don't get into the sauna for half an hour, I eat, I get about an hour sometimes it's hard to even put any time, but I had to etch out time. I mean, I had to shorten my gym time in the beginning. There were certain things I had to sacrifice in my life. I had to shorten my workouts, to 45 minutes, right? In order to put the time in, to get this Amazon business going. But I mean, it really doesn't take a lot. Once you get this thing going, and it's just maintaining, and as long as you understand how this thing works and you're on the weekly calls, you can spend anywhere from, I'd say maybe 5 to 10 hours a week, and you can find success. I mean, it's an hour a day. I'm talking about a work week.
Yeah, so 2 hours a day kind of thing.
So,
did you think it would take this much time?
No, it didn't take. I thought it would take
Or
me.
I should say, did you think it would take this little of time, or did you think it would take more?
Not at all. I'm blown away about how fast this thing is blown up on me. Like I said, I put the time in the beginning, but it's hard to explain. Once you get into the space, there's a rhythm to it, right? So it's just, yeah. You get into it, you get out of it what you put into it, and you can really become successful with anywhere from 2 hours a day to, even if you don't have a day, if you could put 5 to 7 hours in a week's time, and you spend most of that on a weekend or a Sunday night, when you're preparing for your day job the next day if you have work. So
yeah, 100%, man. I love to hear it. Comparing your lifestyle before you joined to compared to right now, what's been the biggest change in your life since hitting this level of income?
Well, honestly, nothing's changed, to be honest with you. The reason for that is because I told myself when I started this thing that my goal There's a certain goal that I want. I mean, I basically want to buy all the property, right? So
Yeah.
if I'm using the money in my store for my own personal things, then I'm not going to get where I want to get. I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve. So I told myself that I'm not even going to touch my business account for personal reasons for maybe 3 to 5 years. To maybe I reach that $1 million in sales a year, and then maybe I can start paying myself out of the business, or I can buy that property. Right. So it hasn't changed yet because that's it. If I wanted to change, absolutely, it could change right now.
Yeah.
But I choose not to change it because I want to scale more, and I want to reap bigger benefit if I don't touch the money in my business account for right now. If that makes sense, I just want to use that money.
Yeah.
To just rinse and repeat, right, Colin? Like you always preach, rinse and
repeat. Just keep compounding.
Just keep buying.
Yeah. So just to jump back in, so you've already done the hard work, so to say, on your end. You've already achieved incredible results, and you're sharing it. What would you tell to somebody, or what would you say to somebody who thinks that perhaps Amazon is too saturated or it's too complicated, and they want to get into the Amazon FBA space?
I would tell them that it's not too saturated. I would tell them that it can never be too saturated. Amazon is worldwide, right? So you have opportunity to sell in several different marketplaces other than just the United States alone. And I think you ran some numbers earlier this year. The amount of third-party sellers like ourselves are less now. So because people don't want to embrace the suck or either give up. I don't even know what their why is, but there's more opportunity for right now at this place in time. There's more opportunity than there was last time when I started.
Oh, absolutely. It's only getting more fruitful every year. So 100%.
Yeah.
As we already kind of talked about, for somebody who might be watching this and thinking about maybe trying to figure it out on their own, or they're just consuming a ton of YouTube content or Instagram or TikTok content, how is working with myself and Scott maybe different from consuming free content or tutorials or whatever random advice you saw online?
Well, a lot of it, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, sometimes I will watch a YouTube video that comes up in an ad or something like that, a short video, and just to see their side of things. But with the knowledge that I have out now, there's a lot of false information out there. There's a lot of false promises. I can only say that, there's no false promises in here because I'm a product of success in this program. Yeah, I mentioned before that I'm in Facebook groups, and I just hear people just struggle with trying to find traction.
Okay. So maybe what would be one piece of advice that you would say to somebody who's maybe on the fence about working with myself or Scott, or investing in a mentor to guide them to success?
I would tell them 100%, don't pass up an opportunity if they're on the fence. Because like I think I mentioned to you guys personally, off call, that you guys were running this ad probably 2 years ago, and I watched the videos, and I didn't feel that conviction. It wasn't even a conviction. I guess it was more like a fear of taking a leap of faith. Who knows where I'll be right now? I can only imagine I'll probably be $1 million in sales per year. But yeah, I trusted in you guys. I took the chance, took the leap. It's all about taking a leap of faith. I mean, any reason why you're not taking a leap of faith is either, you're a fear of failure. Everybody is afraid to fail. Nobody likes to fail. Even pro athletes don't like to lose games. You see them crying at the end of the World Series if they lose. Nobody likes to face fear. Nobody likes to take a chance on losing out. So that's how it was in the beginning. There was a fear behind it, that it was a fear of failure. But it wasn't until 2 years later, I'm watching the ad content again, and I'm watching the more information you're putting out. And I'm like, man, I mean, I don't see where this thing can fail. I mean, they're just bringing so much information to these ads that you guys were running. It was kind of easy for me the second time around. I just took the leap of faith. I'm like, you know what? I think I trust in what these guys are putting out there. I'm going to join them and we'll see what happens.
So just to be clear, sounds like you were on the fence for 2 years yourself?
Well, yeah, before you guys, I think were running this program, maybe I had my times wrong. Was it 2 years back?
No, that sounds about right. Yeah,
Okay.
sounds about right.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, and I didn't join at the time. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not at the time, but it was fear, I mean, I'm still working for the same company. I'm still doing the same thing. Just why back
you would have just been 2 years ahead of where you are currently right now.
So I'm basically right where I am right now. Waking up in the morning, driving the same path to work, getting there at a certain time, leaving a certain time, back. Rewind that back 2 years. I'm seeing the same Instagram ad posts that you guys, were about joining this webinar, and I chose not to take the leap of faith. It wasn't until April of last year that I chose to take the leap of faith. And man, am I glad that I did it. I mean, I would just say, the only thing I can say is see for yourself. I think when people join this program and the newcomers that see all the energy and how we are in the weekly calls, I think they're really satisfied that they found a good place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me personally, I mean,
yeah, just like anything in life, you're gonna have more success. The time is gonna pass. You might as well take action, go after what you want, because you're only gonna be that much farther towards your goals.
Yeah.
When time does pass, it's inevitably gonna pass either way. So.
Just like you said, time doesn't stop. Time keeps going. So if you're gonna take the leap of faith, take it. If you feel this conviction, like should I or shouldn't I? If you feel a should I, that's your leap of that's your conviction right there to do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If somebody.
I just have one more question. One more question.
No, I'm just saying, don't let fear whenever your conviction to join, right? Because it's 50-50 if you're on the fence. That's what on the fence means. You're halfway. You're either going to join or you're not going to join. Don't let the fear knock you on the bad side of the fence. Let the conviction put you on the right side of the fence. Join the program and let it work for you. I'm living proof.
Yeah. What was like the final thing that kind of pushed you over to the decision of taking the leap and betting on yourself?
Basically, what do I have to lose? If I lose money, I still have my day job. I'm still going to get up. I'm still going to drive to work. I'm still going to get there a certain time. I'm going to collect a paycheck. And that paycheck is going to be able to reimburse my failure if this thing were to fail. And then life goes on. How many times can you ask a person that, how many times have you put money in something and you didn't get something out of it? You can say that about, all the times that I went out to the bars over the year.
Sure.
I don't have nothing to show for it. It's all down the urinal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? You drink it all. You have nothing to show for it. You're drinking your money away. So I don't mean to be a little gross about it.
No, well, you're not grossing me out. Don't worry, Rob.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going to do the.
I'm trying to use now. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I used to spend many a year in the bars drinking and wasting money, and I can put my money to good use and have it work for me like this program is working for me.
So if you guys have watched the entire YouTube video, you guys are watching it right now. You've made it through the entire interview with Rob all the way up to this point, and you guys want to work with Scott and myself. If you guys want to see success in the Amazon FBA space, or if you guys are just interested in this offer and you want a little bit more information, click the link in my Instagram bio, or you can just send me a DM with the word Amazon to my Instagram account. We'll have a chat. We'll see if it's the right fit of working together for you. Or if you guys want, you guys can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I'm posting high value content on. Rob, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, chatting with you here. Super proud of you there, man. And I'm just very excited to watch you get to keep growing and scaling your business and to see what you can achieve so far.
Yeah, thanks, guy. I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate being on this, on this thing with you guys and be able to share my success.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, I hope to see whoever's watching this. I hope to see you guys in the community. Yeah, You'll be happy you joined. That's not a plug.
Thanks.
That's not a plug. I promise. That's coming from me. It's not a plug.
Your own personal experience. I appreciate it there, Rob. Hopefully you guys got a ton of value out of this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.